I just arrived in Davos, and just to give you a brief glimpse of how it looks like. Oh my god, I didn't really dare film in the train. I'm a bit self-conscious, but it was so breathtakingly beautiful, and I did remember how much I missed the mountains, so I want to do more of that. So here you see one of the main streets at the World Economic Forum in Davos. So for example, the South Africa House, Indonesia House, Ukraine House and Brazil House right next to each other. Shout out to my good friend Lise. There's also the Science House. So just to give a bit of context, on the first day I was taking it all in. So you will see just some random snippets of my first impressions. Nigeria House, AI House, everyone wants to go there, and the World Woman House. So I passed by the World Woman House in the morning and it was very full. So I thought, okay, let me just explore some other parts. And just on a hunch, I came back in the evening and I had already read that this DJ was playing. Her name is DeLaurentis and she's from Paris, and she was just sensational. Especially as a woman DJ, I of course want to support her, so go give her a listen if you liked her. I'm currently waiting for the shuttle to bring me back, but yeah, it was just so fantastic, and I can so well imagine how it would have been in a bigger techno environment, and I really wish her all the success in the world. So the quintessence is that it was an amazing first day. I couldn't have hoped for a better day. Wow, I'm almost overwhelmed by all of these positive impulses. Yeah, amazing. Cute. Good morning. It's the next day and look how pretty. So this is the second session today by Partners for Patients. Yeah, really looking forward to this session.
I'm at the female quotient lounge.
And I'm here with Jack. Hey! And Lorena just joined us. Ladies, yeah! So I'm here with Lise, my friend from book club.
Yes.
And we just saw will.i.am outside of the Hard Rock Cafe.
Excuse me.
We came from the World Women Foundation
Discussion. Yes. It was really nice to talk about the corporate ladder for us women. It was impressive. And now we're gonna eat.
Exactly, we're taking a break.
Okay, so quick break. I just wanted to say that I got the chance to ask a question at one of these amazing panels at the World Woman House, and my friend Lise actually caught it on camera. It's just a bit pixelated.
My question is very direct. I hope you understand that it comes from a very good place. I think when you were talking about the structural changes, one thing that women, and also as the more intersectional you are, the more you suffer from it, is sexual harassment or racism or any kind of macro or microaggressions. And I do think that it really impacts the person and the professional. And so I do think that that's a big contribution to how you can thrive, right? So my question is, what advice do you have for someone who went through this and they're maybe feeling alone, or maybe it wasn't even directed to them, but they witnessed something and they don't know what to do? Yeah, just curious about but just your personal perspective.
And Lise kindly caught the first answer on tape as well.
Born in Texas, right?
for what it's worth, and I definitely have seen craziness, right? I'll just put it out like that. Though not at LinkedIn, everyone who's recording this. I have seen craziness in the past, and the honest answer is sometimes I was able to be like, that's a you problem and not a me problem. That's an awesome answer. It's not always easy to do that. Sometimes it totally got in my head and lived rent-free in my head, and I was like turning and spiraling, right? And so the truth is, you don't always control how you react to a situation, even though the advice is, oh, you control your own reactions. My advice is sometimes you can't always win, like as an individual, right? I have made choices to stay and to go based on where my head was. But I tried to make the most intentional choice for myself. I know that's not a very satisfactory answer, but like the world is full of craziness in different ways for all of us, whether we're men or women or what race we are or what religion. But I think sometimes you decide, I'm here for my purpose. And there's a great quote by an American author who was like, the purpose, and this is about racism, but she said the purpose of racism is to distract you. So I spent a lot of my time thinking, I'm not gonna get distracted by this idiot. You know, I'm gonna my goal is over here and you can. So I've had that, occasionally been very successful with that mantra, it helps, but I don't have a better answer. So.
To be honest, I was really grateful for this candid answer, and I hope it was useful for anyone struggling with a toxic work environment.
Hello, I'm here with my friend Lorena, and we just came out from the will.i.am panel at the
Amazing.
African. Yeah, so Lorena, tell me, what were some of your most, impactful thoughts? What you took out of it?
I think, well, of course, because I share this idea of be aware of what you want to share with AI and keep your deepest inner self to yourself. Don't share it. And I guess this is also why I work or I like to work in the music management in festivals. Because I think there should be more artists that also have something to say in the world of work, of business, of industry, of economy. Because I think this is also kind of a part of diversity, a diversity thinking. We have so much, and I think this was just a very good example to see how much impactful ideas he has that could be so important for economy. And we should involve more artists in decision making to grow our thinking. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lorena. Amazing. And just to add my perspective, because it's interesting,
what were you thinking?
Yeah, we have two very different perspectives. I really liked his maybe controversial stance on being inspired by China.
Yeah.
Because also as a chemist, I do see the potential that it has in the biotechnology space, and as Will said, also in the technology space with AI and the electric cars and all that stuff, and also how fast they can get to an amazing, point.
Yeah.
And of course we can talk about, everything that we're afraid of. But why don't we get inspired by that?
Yes.
And really, and he was talking in the context of African countries getting inspired by China and really like aiming very high, dreaming big, so that they can fulfill their potential.
Yeah.
And we might not even know where they want to go.
Yeah.
So that's something that I take from it.
Yeah, I also love that, and I agree. It was very controversial because I saw many faces in the public, but I think that's important also to bring controversy into discussion, right? Because if you all agree, we will not get anywhere.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Lorena.
you so much for joining me also.
Yes. Oh, ciao.
Bye. Woo.
And last thing of today, inner resilience meditation. Good morning. It's the third WEF day, and behind me, this way, you can see where the orange man is staying. That egg-shaped thing. That's where he's staying. But to better and more important things, Look how pretty. Yeah, I'm taking the scenic route again through the countryside. It's around 30 minutes and it's just beautiful. So it's also a place where you can do cross-country skiing, which is something that I would love to learn. Oh my god, I almost went the cross-country road that way instead of this one. That would have been scary. It's very peaceful. And here you can see where the shadow begins. That's where the cold part starts. Yeah, so look how pretty. Here's some crystallized plants. Look how pretty. And the other side. So that's where we're going, to Davos Platz. I'm a bit late, but it's just absolutely worth it. And on I go. So cool. So hello, I'm here with Jackie.
Hey!
It's the end, or almost the end of the third day. I think it's Wednesday today.
Yes,
right?
it's Wednesday.
And I just wanted to ask you, what are your impressions of,
Really inspired. I'm really inspired with so many leaders, of Europe, the US. We saw the Minister of IT of India, which was so inspirational because he's fighting for women's equity, in the world. And then, yeah, really inspiring and looking forward for actually what will happen and what will be implemented. So, quite excited. A good day.
Cool, yes, I mean, I can only second that. It was really, one number that stayed with me was that he said that there are already like 30% women in the workforce, or like in these leading positions. And I almost think that is the same in Switzerland. So I'm like, and what I like that he added was that he said, oh, but we have to get to 50-50.
Exactly.
And that's to be honest,
powerful.
yes, and that's sometimes not what I hear in Switzerland.
Yes.
So we have to get better, and
We have to get
we have
better.
to just, get to that level.
Level up,
Yes.
Switzerland, level up, Switzerland.
I just wanted to give a shout out to PFP, Partners for Patients, Mimi.
Mimi, the
Like-
Mimi.
Anything you want to add?
She is such a versatile network maker. She is a brilliant woman doing amazing things and actually implementing those stuff. So not just talking to talk, but implementing. And yeah, she's really one of a kind.
Yes!
Yes.
Go Mimi!
Go Mimi!
And yeah, it was so inspiring. It felt a bit like a mini UN thing,
Yes,
like,
definitely.
or even more powerful because it really gives action.
Yes, exactly.
Combining many countries, Europe, but also Africa, and just
the US.
in the US. So
Exactly.
very powerful.
Really
Yes,
powerful. And looking forward for the paper, like the
Yes.
co-write, co-author.
yes, we will co-author a paper.
Yay!
Hello, I'm here with Nshunge.
Hi!
So I just want to ask you, what were some of your impressions of today?
So today I did a few things. One of them was Partners for Patients, an organization we are all supporting, trying to bring healthcare to the African continent, making sure everyone has access to clinical trials and medicines and diagnostics, using a lot of technology. And I also visited the Brazil house, which is absolutely amazing because I got to connect what we are trying to do at Partners for Patients, which is basically make sure that patients benefit from their data. So we get to pay them every time we use the data, and it's like something about tokenization. And I can't wait to explore that more and see how it all comes together.
Amazing! Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I'm currently editing the vlog, actually still the first one. I'm on my third already. And on my way to Davos, I bought my hosts like a box of chocolates from Springly. And I also got these seasonal ones made of tonka bean. I just want to show you how they look. And tonka is one of my favorite things ever, so let's dig in. You can really feel the tonka right from the get-go. In your aftertaste. What I found quite fascinating is that it's quite dark chocolate and not too sweet, very soft, and yeah. Good morning! It's Thursday in Davos, the 4th day of WEF, and it's another beautiful morning. On today's agenda is the World Women Davos agenda. So today's partners are Women in Tech Switzerland. I'm really looking forward to catching up with these amazing ladies. And just to get something clear, I keep hearing Davos, but it's actually Davos. So if you want to make a good impression, use the accent on the last syllable, so Davos. On a more personal note, I'm staying at old friends of my grandmother's. They've known each other for such a long time, and she's just simply so amazing. This true feminist from, the 60s. I was so happy to catch up with them. And the conversations, my gosh, so inspiring. I'm really of the conviction we should have more discourse between the older generation and the younger generation. It's really, really important. So I'm learning so much. I was also joking, but not really joking. I was also serious that she should join the World Economic Forum because she has so much insights to give. And we should really listen also to the old generation, or the more experienced generation. Yeah, and that's really also something I take from the book club I go to, because there's one older woman and she just has also amazing insights. So yeah, maybe if there's one thing you could take from it is try to find more conversations between generations. I learned so much from my sister as well. She's Gen Z. I'm a millennial, and I think that way we can all learn and have a better future. Oh my god. I sound so pretentious, but it is really what I feel. So look at this frozen river, or partially frozen.
Yeah, okay. But you can maybe explain it again. What's your name?
Melanie.
And you're from Anima Cacao.
We're from Anima Cacao. And there's my sister Nat.
Ah, nice.
And we just love the cacao, like for the daily ritual. It's just so nourishing. Yeah, it's just that natural uplift, It really gives you energy. Yes. And it doesn't drop down. It just keeps you. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's really for mind, body, soul. You can create your own ritual in your daily routine. That's what we do. We love to enjoy it in nature, but just a quiet moment somewhere at home, or just a bit of break from work. It's just so like, yeah, it's nourishing. It's really nourishing. Also creativity.
Yes.
Very activated.
It's really good.
Yeah,
It's
enjoy it.
really good. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
I am a former war survivor. I'm a former child refugee. That I stand here today is not just my story. It is evidence of what happens when societies invest in dignity and opportunity. But I am also very aware that many women should have been standing here instead of me. Women who fight on the front lines of conflict. Women who hold societies together under pressure. Women who will take battles we collectively have failed to win. Their leadership is not symbolic. It is operational. If Europe wants to lead beyond rhetoric, it must stop treating women's leadership as a secondary objective and start embedding it where power actually sits and technological decision-making. Because representation without power does not change systems. Leadership in a fragmented world requires clarity, courage, and responsibility. Europe can still provide that leadership, but only if we are willing to act and not just speak. Thank you.
Good morning. It's the last day of WEF. I'm on my way. And oh my gosh, what a day yesterday was. It started like any other day, full of, hope and inspiration. And at the World Women Davos agenda, respectively at the World Women House, they just ended with a bang. They invited Abir Al-Sahlani and Alexandra Matvichuk. Alexandra is the Nobel Peace Laureate of 2022, and Abir Al-Sahlani is a Swedish parliamentarian in the EU, originally from Iraq, a refugee as well. And oh my God, what powerful women. They did, especially Alexandra, she did very clearly state about the 100,000 war crimes she documented in Ukraine. And she also very explicitly described what was happening, which was very hard to handle. And at the end, I went out. I had to take a break and recollect, because afterwards there was a little apéro and celebration, and I just wasn't sure if I could handle it, this party mood after such a tough discussion and hard-on facts, So I met up with my friend Lorena, and I was able to share my worries and everything with her. And as we were talking, Alexandra came out, and she was on her way somewhere else, and I just told her, hey, thank you so much for everything you do, and just I'm so without words, and I was crying. And then she just told me, don't give up. And I mean, what an honor for someone to tell you that, especially a Nobel laureate. And that's what I will carry with me. It was really tough also because I'm constantly being told not to be political because it will hurt my career. But you know what? I think we have to stop thinking that being open and loud about justice and creating an equitable world for all will hurt us, because, or if not everyone is united who fights for equality, equity, inclusion, fair world for everyone, equal access across the globe to medicines, etc., and just a good living situation, then if we don't stick together, then yes, maybe we will get hurt. But if we stick together, maybe we're gonna be untouchable. And that's my vision, you know, to find like-minded people. And that's definitely something I found at WEF, to continue fighting and to continue being vocal. And what was also mentioned yesterday, I mean, at this big forum where the Orange Man was speaking and other politicians, it was full of men, you know. How are they going to represent the interests of the other half of the population? Can someone tell me this? It just doesn't make sense. So yes, maybe it's up to women to make the change, because apparently men haven't been able to do that. So yes, we have to pick up the slate. And also, you know, the constant talk about AI, but we also have to consider the environmental cost and also all of the abuse that can be accelerated and magnified through AI, like the deepfakes and Grok, and these shitheads are not being held accountable. And I also had an amazing discussion yesterday with a young woman. I was sharing that I was apprehensive of putting the vlog publicly because of deepfakes, because of this and that, also because of privacy. And so she made such a good point. She said, women have always had to hide in the physical space. Like, you know, you tell women, don't go out at night, don't be alone at night, blah, blah, blah. And now we also have to hide in the digital world because we're afraid, and this is a very reasonable fear, that something bad happens to us, like being undressed digitally. So something has to be done about it. Women should feel safe to be out there as much as men. This is the new modern way of silencing women. So if there's any woman or man out there who, you know, feels this same passion and, you know, same, you know, drive, inner fire for everyone to feel safe and be able to express themselves, give a like to this vlog, or, you know, follow, give this space, make the safe space for women to express themselves and be our allies, and as we are also allies to many others. This might sound pessimistic, but it's not. I'm so overwhelmed over these last few days. I have been so overwhelmed by the positivity and people really wanting to be the change, helping each other and inspiring each other. So no, I am an optimist, you know, but I don't want to hide anymore. I want to be myself. I want to be all the shades of, you know, the exception I am. And this is who you're gonna get. And as I'm walking this last time to the World Woman House, to the last sessions at WEF in Davos, I'm hoping to interview the CEO of the World Woman Foundation, Rupa Dash, to see what in her eyes the WEF could do to get women's voices and, you know, other voices, diverse voices at the table. And at the table that really matters, because one thing stayed with me, it's if you're not at the table, you're the meal. So let that sink in. And with the whole AI hype, I have a few issues. One, saying that women can go to tech now because you don't have to code anymore, you don't need a computer science degree. Fuck that. I said it because it's not that we're not smart to code. My gosh, what the hell? It's that the system is not made for women to feel included. Yes, women have different needs, like hygiene products in the bathroom that are still not standard hygiene procedure in comparison to toilet paper, for example. So it's really these basic needs at the workplace that are not catering to women. They're only for men, designed by men, and that's been like this for decades, maybe even a century. And read up on that if you want. Invisible Women would be a way to start, by Carolina Criado Perez. So yes, women are as smart and capable as men. That's not the problem. The problem is that you have to work so much harder to get there. So yes. And the second one is, yes, all of these ethical things and how AI just amplifies the misuse of power, and yeah, you know, I don't think I have to get more into that. On the other hand, I do see the benefits of AI. Of course, we should really, really be careful with the ownership of data and the capacity, so you know how much it hurts the environment. But on that note, I'm really keen on, first of all, learning to code, or learning the principles. But on the other hand, I'm also really interested in agentic AI, so how it can really automate processes, make my everyday life easier. And I'm not even talking about work, but sorting out emails or these things. So yes, I'm absolutely open to that, and I know I'm smart enough to learn that. But I also know that I'm smart enough to learn to code and to program. So it really makes me angry. Makes me so angry. But yeah, that's my take of an angry chemist. And yet very optimistic chemist. So I'm here with Abir Al-Sahlani.
Nailed the name perfectly.
Yes. With she's the Swedish member of the European Parliament, Iraqi-born.
Yes.
Very inspiring person.
Thank you.
She made an amazing talk yesterday, and I just.
When I said fuck Trump in Davos.
For sure, we all agree.
Somebody has to say it.
Right. So I have one question for you, which is, we see like mostly men making the decision that impact everyone in the world. What can everyone do? Like, no matter where you are, what position you have, what can everyone do to make this change?
Yeah. Inclusion doesn't come by itself, because nobody gives up power. And you have to remember that no one will give up power. So we have to take it. That is one thing. We have to take power. So for those who do feel are not included, their perspectives are not represented, they have to get engaged. Nobody will do it for them. So get involved, be the change you wanna see. Nobody will do it for you. That is on one hand. On the other hand, I think that we have to also state the elephant in the room and talk about men. Men are the problem, collectively, and they bear a responsibility to change the norms. So men have to leave the space. They have to actively give up space so others can participate. So that is the other issue, acknowledging their privileges and then share that privilege with others. The third thing is mentorship. And sharing the experience, being a mentor, giving best practices, examples, and opening the doors for those who are coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, folks, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for WEF 2026, and gosh, what an experience it was. So I just went on a last visit of the World Woman House, best house in Davos. I'll just tell you some of my final thoughts. So you know how I originally wanted to interview Rupa Dash for my vlog? She said she doesn't do interviews, which I understand and respect, of course. That's why I asked. But what it taught me is to just be fearless and just go for it. And you know what? If you don't ask, you don't get. Because on another note, I did ask Abir Al-Sahlani if she wanted to join my vlog, this badass Swedish parliamentician. And she said yes. So, you know, you just have to knock on many doors, and maybe the one that is really unexpected will join you. So it's really this lesson, you know, to just go for it. And I have to tell that to myself first. So in quintessence, oh my gosh, I never could have expected what I experienced hearing will.i.am, hearing these amazing politician and Nobel Peace Prize winner, and just making amazing connections. Very, very grateful, and keeps me optimistic and motivated to not give up and just go for it.